Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to Sports on the Spot. My name is Willie Charger, also known as the Professor, and I'll be joined by Nick James. Together, we're going to be spending some time talking about the world of sports. Later on, we're going to be treated with a very special guest that we'll be talking about in just a little bit. Nick, I wanted to start today's episode by talking a little bit about Major League Baseball, and particularly talking about the National League West and what's going on between the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. There was a lot of high hopes for the Padres going into the season as the team that was going to challenge LA for the division title. Remember, the Dodgers have won it 8 straight years. And this past weekend, they squared off for the first time, and the Padres ended up winning only 1 out of the 3 games. One of the things that San Diego's having to deal with, even though they're playing very well themselves, is that the Dodgers are red hot. They've won 14 out of the first 18 games. They're 14-4. They're hitting the ball. They're pitching the ball. They're doing just about everything right. Manager Davey Roberts pushing all the right buttons. 14-4. They're looking to run away with the division before it even starts, before the pennant race even begins. They do have a big series coming up this weekend again in LA between the Dodgers and the Padres. But what are your thoughts on what's going on early in the season between these two National League rivals?
Well, I was really excited for this weekend. I actually lost $10 to my girlfriend's dad saying that the Padres would win. But that's just because I am a San Diego native and got that SD pride. But really, despite losing 2-1 in the series, the Padres had a good showing. The Dodgers busted open the first game late in the 12th inning and ended up taking over that one. And it was close until then. The Saturday game was really close. We ended up getting to the Sunday game, and Tatis is back. They brought him back for this series. Comes back with a home run. He's looking good. Didn't look too bad with that. So I'm not too worried because really all we have to do is get into the playoffs and then anything can happen. So yeah, right now we're kind of sitting pretty in that second, third range in our division with the Giants and the Dodgers, but I'm really hopeful that we're going to hit our stride late. You don't want to start hot too early and then you kind of flame out towards, the end of the season and postseason, which the Dodgers are pretty notorious for. So
You're right. They will have a lot of opportunity to see each other this season. I believe they still have 16 more games to play against each other. It is good to see that Tatis is back. They're going to have to keep an eye on that shoulder and hope he doesn't re-injure it. But we'll see what happens with him in the days to come. Nick, is the game between the two teams really a rivalry? They talk so much about the Dodgers and the Padres with this renewed rivalry. Is it really a rivalry if one team always seems to win?
I think as Padre fans, we like the idea of a rivalry. I highly doubt Dodgers are considering it a rivalry just yet because we haven't proved anything recently. I think that's to come. I think last year was a step in the right direction. We're starting off well this year. And again, we just got to make it to the postseason, and that's where rivalries are made because that's where all the bad blood happens. So it's probably not just yet in the Dodgers' eyes. They probably would see the Giants as a bigger threat, but we're coming, and I'm ready for it. So this will be a rivalry full blown in the next couple of years.
You're right about that. Until the Padres win a division or two, the Dodgers, I don't think you're going to start taking them too seriously. I look at it as the Lakers and the Clippers right now. The Clippers, the little brother, wanting to show that they can take care of business with the big brother. That's where a lot of people see the San Diego Dodger rivalry. Well, as a San Diego fan, I'm hoping that they're finally going to be able to break through there. Let's take a little break and we'll come back and talk some more. All right, we are back, and we now have reached a portion of the show, a very special part of the show. We have our first guest panelist of the season. Today, we're going to be joined by Larry Edwards, also known as Lemmy Edmonds, who is going to give us his Lemmy lowdown. Larry's a well-known local personality, a stranger to no one down in San Diego. He has many academic degrees, published a number of articles and books, too many to mention here. Larry is here to provide us with some insights on the science of sports. besides being a man of letters, Larry is also a man of action. As a younger man, he played professionally for the California Angels back in the late 1970s, a pitcher and right fielder. So without further ado, I wanted to welcome our guest to the show, Lemmy Edwards. Welcome aboard, Larry.
Thanks, Willie. Great to see you, and I really appreciate you having me. This is exciting for me. Thanks for the very generous intro. Little point of clarification there. It wasn't California Angels. It was the Angels in the Pee Wee League, where I played for 3 years, 3 seasons. Then I aged out, I think, when I was 9 or 10. But that was a great experience, and I think it kind of segues into some of my background about sports. I was a player, yes, also a manager. Not in sports, it's just in my regular job, but managing is managing. And I've coached coaches. Like when one of my daughters was in rec basketball, I was right there behind the coach telling him what to do and kind of plays to make, who to bring in, who to take out, and all that kind of thing. I got kind of known for that. And I work out, I played Frisbee a ton. And so I really have a lot of different perspectives on sports, and I think that's what I bring to the game, if you'll pardon the pun. So Lenny's Lowdown. Another way to say that might be Lenny, slow down, right? And in fact, a lot of people just say, Lenny, stop, but I'm not going to do that now that I got my own talk show here. So anyway, this segment, as you can see behind me there, it's about insightful analytics. Insight is what I'm hoping I bring to my analytics. And well, what's analytics? A lot of people use that buzzword without really knowing what it means. And if you do a little etymology, it's from the Latin anal, and then idics. So you put those together, you have analytics, and it's really just about figuring stuff out. Like,
So not to interrupt you, but you were saying that it is more like mathematics or science? Or how would you describe it?
Yeah, great question. So sports is more than just, throwing a ball, catching a ball, hitting the puck, whatever. Although numbers are part of it. We got to do the math. That involves subtraction, addition, multiplication in some cases. There's averages, there's medians. That's all part of sports. But you know what, Willie? There's also what's up here. It's not just about bodies, it's about minds. So I'm also about the psychology of sports. Like, for example, when Joe Monsanto got that no-hitter the other day, it's like, why? Why couldn't he get somebody to get a hit? Why was he unable to do that? What failure up here caused that no-hitter, which could end up ending his career? I don't know. It's hard to say. But there's a lot to it. But I also want to tell you, for me, it's about all sports. Of course, we'll always talk about the big three, football, baseball, and volleyball. But there's a world of sports out there that are also super interesting. There's, polo. A real interest of mine is croquet. How many of you know it was invented in 1852? Kind of interesting.
Well, I'm sure that you could probably expand a lot on this subject, Larry, and I don't want to give our viewers too much too soon. And I really appreciate your insights, and really I hope that we have a chance to talk to you again soon. So thanks so much, and we're going to make sure that your Lenny's Lowdown is a weekly feature of our show, starting as soon as possible.
Well, I have a few more thoughts, but okay. Thanks for having me. Hopefully next week.
Yeah, we'll get back to you. And thanks a lot. And now it's time for the Ronnie Rundown. Take it away, Ronnie.
What's up, everybody? We're back with We're talking sports and picks. Hope everybody's doing well. Good to talk to you. Today we're going to talk about NBA odds to win the championship. I figured I'd take a look at what the current odds for teams to win the championship are. And there's two teams I like, and it's probably not what you're going to expect, but we're looking for hedge opportunities. I know we talked about this in the past. This is a trick that my buddy Bobby Benedozzo taught me, where you bet a team with maybe better odds who could win the championship, but probably not the favorite. And then you hope that they get further enough that you bet on the other team, and then you gotta bet on both teams, and you win either way. It's called hedging your bet. So two teams I like is the Miami Heat plus 2,500, and also the Denver Nuggets plus 2,500. So you got a team in each conference that you can put a little bit of an investment in, right? The Heat especially I like. I mean, they're a playoff team. They built for the playoffs. I feel like they're always a tough out in the playoff, that type of team. And plus, on top of that, my buddy John Soto lives down there, and he's telling me about the strip clubs down there in Miami. And I'll tell you one thing, if they end up playing the Nets, James Harden's going to be at the strip club the night before the game. So who knows if he's going to be on top of his game. So I like the Heat for that reason as well. Also the Denver Nuggets, I mean, they just got loads of talent. That guy, Jokic, the Joker, he's unbelievable. And, they're a talented team. Are they going to beat the Lakers? No, I don't think so. But hopefully they get there. Then you put a bet on the Lakers. And then you got to bet on both teams. You win either way, and that's what it's all about. You set yourself up for a win-win at the end of the day. So those are two nice little picks for you. We'll see how the NBA playoffs go. I'm sure there's plenty of other bets to make as the playoffs get closer, but we'll look at that for now, and then we'll talk to you soon. All right, take care.
Thanks a lot for that, Ronnie. And I guess that's it for this week's episode. Just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. Remember, if you have an opportunity to like and comment, subscribe to our show. If you have any questions to ask the members of the Sports on the Spot team, you can ask those questions at sportsonthespot@gmail.com, or else just ask the question on the comment section of our YouTube channel. That's going to be it for this week, and I want to thank our guest for being here, and take it away. See you later, Nick.
Unbelievable.